Hey guys, Gavin here. Today I'm going to be tearing down this record player. I found it at Savers for the low price of $15. It's a really old, sweet retro player. I don't know, this thing seems like a product of the 80s. And they're going crazy over plastics and colors. So I went to start taking it apart and I realized that the screw, if you can see here, is actually, the screw itself is actually a Y shape, but it's got a dot in the middle, meaning the Y is actually beveled towards the outside rather than the inside. So, I watched a video about this. I'll link it in the description, but I'm going to have to make my own tool. So, bare Allen key I'm going to use. What I'm going to do is get an idea for the shape we need to grind. A dab of clay. Press it in, pull it out, and now we've got a pretty decent shape. Alright, second try. Not quite. Maybe I need to grind it a little down a bit in a second. There we go. And we made it. Alright. The cord tied up to stop it from tugging at the electronics here. So this all lifts off. Okay, moving on. We've got the main speaker, volume adjuster knob, and the motor that turns the table. We've got staked connector here for the power. There we go. And of course the fucking battery's out. There we go. Just a relay switch. If I can unbend these clips. Yeah, those are on there pretty solid. We can see here the two contacts in one position. Just like that. And then the off position covers only one and a piece of plastic. Next up, let's do the volume assembly. Got a nice injection molded knob, potentiometer here. You can see how that registers in there to turn the potentiometer. We can see that the hook's molded into the actual case. Let's start in this bad boy. Always good to have one of these handy. It's actually good. Just got the washer built into the screw there. So that's the motor housing. You can see it's actually got these, I imagine they are rubber. They've stiffened considerably when they've aged, but they're bushing mounts. And you can see they just slide on for easier assembly with rivets to the steel case. I imagine that's just because this thing will be turning. I don't actually know my motors too well, so you'll forgive me. Pretty easy to break those off. Crimped. Not anytime soon. Okay, well, still don't know too much, but basically was able to figure out, this is actually a transformer, so we've got 120 volts here, and I guess they're stepping down to whatever we need to power the amplifier board. At the same time, it's also magnetizing this steel core to power this AC motor. I guess it's an induction motor. Let's actually take it apart and see. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see it becomes 3 on the inside there. Anyway, this is what I pulled out at the back. On here like this. So those are definitely magnets, kind of in a spiral actually. What's in there? Looks like there's actually some sort of fiber. Wavy. It's got these ripples on it, right? So that's when it's actually compressed. It'll provide a very small amount of tension to take up any sort of slack in the system. Basically what we had in here, either side, got a spring washer, a kind of piece of felt, which I imagine is for soaking up oil and lubricating this kind of bushing. You can tell it's oily. You can see these actually have a degree of freedom. So even if they're not screwed in the same plane, or if the screws on the motor are misaligned, it basically just allows the motor a degree of freedom. Moving on, let's do... Well, here's the front. So if we turn it over, we can see that the needle, clearly there's a cord that runs through the needle, down to here, over to the amplifier. Interesting type of hinge here. Spring apart. So if we push them together, we can get them to sit in this back area, and then since they're slightly ball-shaped, this will travel down. Try and get this apart. Absolutely destroying this thing. There we go. So we can see indeed that was cut out. Yes, we can. And we can see that it's actually adhesively bonded. This is adhesive, or perhaps ultrasonic. See the points that are made to actually channel the ultrasonic welding. There should be a snap fit in there. What do you think? Do that. That's a little better. Doesn't look like it snaps in anywhere. It's just really welded. Gentlemen, we have got our needle right here, attached to a spring, so it'll... The actual pièce itself. Pretty interesting. Right through there. We clearly have two magnets. Some sort of dielectric piece. It's a side-to-side vibration, so I imagine what's happening is this is moving side to side minutely in the groove. Side, since it pivots around that back magnet. I mean, holds a little bit of a vibration. Perhaps it's some kind of acoustical purpose. There we go. That stuff is strong. Should be able to get this. There we go. Rests in here, and these 2 points contact the end. So that's only 2 points they're hitting first if we look. That's another holder. And that allows, pushes out slightly. Okay, I see. So this is what's supplying turning power. Of this lip is caught between this part. Bronze or brass bushing. Okay, so we've got the off setting on this side. Off. 3345. And we've got, this is what index is it. You can see we have a slider here that raises that up. Got another snap ring there. Hold that piece on. It won't come off now. The slider to raise it up. Quite the process for installing this piece. There we go. That's the full piece. .5 watts. Korea. Just a plastic. Oh, or paper, sorry. Speaker cone, so. Alright, that's the teardown. Thanks. Hopefully you learned something. I have to go get rid of all this shit.